All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about a habit that, well, a lot of us have. It's a habit we might even think makes us look sharp, decisive. But what if I told you it's actually a sign of the exact opposite? So let me just ask you this straight up. Think about the last time you heard something new. A news story, a bit of office gossip, whatever. How fast did you make up your mind about it? Seconds? Instantly? But is it really a sign of being smart? Because, according to the cognitive science we're digging into today, the answer is a pretty resounding no. In fact, this might just be one of the most common low intelligence habits out there, one that so many of us have just accepted as totally normal. Let's think of our brain for a second like it's a piece of software. It's the most powerful, most complex software on the planet, for sure. But even the best software has glitches, right? Little bugs in the code. And this particular bug is all about how we form our opinions. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Because this bug, it's not just one thing. It's a two-part problem. First, you've got this belief we all absorb from culture. Having a fast take, a quick opinion, makes us look intelligent and confident. And then you mix in part two, this sneaky, almost universal human bias where we all kind of think we're a little better than average at, well, most things. When those two ideas combine in your head, you get a really powerful and really flawed mental shortcut. So what's really going on with this shortcut? Why is it actually a detour that leads you away from real understanding? Well, this is where a very famous psychological principle crashes the party. Just let that one sink in for a moment. Rapid opinion formation is a sign of low cognitive processing. The very thing we've been trained to see as a sign of being quick-witted is actually a symptom of a brain not really doing its homework. It's not a sign of high-level thinking, but the opposite. And this explains it perfectly. The Dunning-Kruger Effect. You've probably heard of it. It's that wild, paradoxical trap where the less you know about a subject, the more confident you are that you're an expert. Your brain literally doesn't have enough data to even recognize how much data it's missing. It's a total blind spot. So let's just compare the two processes side by side. On the left, you've got the flawed process, the Dunning-Kruger way. Information comes in and boom, instant conclusion. It's super low effort. But look at the right. This is what a more intelligent, more rigorous brain does. Information comes in and then it hits pause, it stops. It runs a quality control check before it ever allows itself to form a conclusion. Yeah, it takes more cognitive energy, but the result is way, way more accurate. Okay, so we've identified the bug in our mental software, but here's the good news. There is a patch. There's a fix we can install. It's a mental model that can completely rewire how you process new information. It's called the Null Hypothesis mindset, and it's a concept borrowed straight from the scientific method. Instead of trying to prove your first gut feeling is right, you do the complete opposite. You start with the default assumption that your initial belief is wrong, and then you make it your mission to find enough solid evidence to actually convince yourself otherwise. So how do you actually do this in real life? It's surprisingly simple. It's just 3 steps. First, when a new idea or opinion pops into your head, your automatic default setting becomes, my first take on this is probably wrong. Second, you actively go on a hunt. You look for information that disproves your instinct. You become a skeptic of yourself first. And then, and only then, after you've actually looked, do you let yourself land on a conclusion. And the result of installing this patch? It's nothing short of a full-on cognitive upgrade. It's all about developing something called intellectual humility. And this quote just nails it. Real intelligence isn't about being the fastest to an answer. It's about having a mind that is strong enough and flexible enough to hold 2 conflicting ideas at the same time, to look at them both fairly without the whole system crashing. And let's be absolutely crystal clear here. Adopting this way of thinking doesn't make you a slow thinker. It makes you a deep thinker. It's the difference between a knee-jerk reaction and a well-considered response. It's about choosing to value accuracy over speed and real substance over just looking smart. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. This whole rapid opinion bug, it's just one of many. What other automatic thought patterns, what other little glitches in the code might be running in the background of your own mental software, shaping your reality without you even realizing it?